But once they leave that conversation, that excitement that they had, that sort of, um, you know, interest in reaching out to you, it dies pretty quickly. It dies very quickly after they walk away from that interaction.
Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wonderlust Babes.
How are you? This is Hello from Greece.
Hello.
Hello, Wonderlusters. Popping on live here for another free training. If you are following me on Instagram, you know that literally right now I am brewing a batch of beer. So I've run out just kind of between adding hops and malt and boiling to do a little bit of a live. But of course, as usual, we do our free trainings with a beer or a beverage. So I've got a cream puff New England Pale Ale, and I know that cream puff sounds disgusting. It's what I thought, but it's actually really good. So anyone new to the Wonderlust Virtual Assistant group, hello, I'm Rebecca. I'm the image at the top of the group, and I run the Laptop Freedom Program, which is open for enrollment right now, and it's a program training and mentorship for getting your virtual assistant business started. So today's free training, my number one tip when it comes to networking as a virtual assistant. Actually, Shelly, it's interesting that you're watching this because I think we talked about this on one of our many coaching calls. If you are doing like in-person networking with clients or reaching out to your community, or you're at Hello Jeton, nice to see you. If you are doing in-person networking or reaching out, all that kind of stuff, looking for virtual assistant clients, my number one tip is, drum roll please, you get their contact information, not the other way around. So some virtual assistants have asked me, like, should I get business cards? Should I hand potential clients my website? Like, what do I do when I meet a potential client and I want to sort of follow up with them and start a conversation with them? My number one tip is you collect their contact information, and there's two reasons why. The number one reason is it just gives you that control. It puts the ball back into your court. You have their contact information, so then you can reach out to them, you can follow up with them, you can send them an email and be like, hello, potential client, this is Rebecca, we met, or we where I was, mentioned to you through a friend, whatever it is, and I just wanted to connect with you about your business. Hello, Rochelle. Give you a little wave. Love to hear where you're watching from. And you can contact them that way. So it just puts the ball in your court, and you can then reach out to them. So you're not sitting there waiting, wondering, is a potential client going to reach out to you? Like, how did that meeting go? When you are meeting a potential client, when you're networking, instead of just being like, hi, I'm a virtual assistant, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'd love to speak to you later about it. This happens a lot, like people get inspired by what a virtual assistant is and how it can support their business. And they're like, I'd love to talk to you again about this. Instead of you being like, okay, great, here's my email. When you're ready, contact me. Then they're like, yeah, sure. But once they leave that conversation, that excitement that they had, that sort of, you know, interest in reaching out to you, it dies pretty quickly. It dies very quickly after they walk away from that interaction, and they might not reach out to you. And then you're not waiting, sitting, wondering, like, is he going to call? I mean, this is why virtual assisting and finding clients is so much like dating, right? So that's why I always say you collect their information. It just puts the ball back in your court. So that's kind of reason number one. Reason number two is that it really, right off the bat, it shows your initiative as a virtual assistant to make that client's life easier. So it's like, hey, like, virtual assisting, that sounds amazing. I would love to talk more about this with you, and if you can support my business. And you can be like, great. How about you give me your contact information, and then I'll handle our meeting from there. I know you've got a lot on your plate, so just give me your email, and then I'll send you an email, when I get home today. maybe you even summarize what you talked about, and then it's like, and then we can set up a meeting and we can talk about the tasks of your business and the tasks that I can potentially help take off your plate. Right? That potential client now already gets an idea of how badass of a virtual assistant you are. So instead of when you're networking and a potential client meets you or is introduced to you or whatever it is, I'm not talking about just in-person networking, just networking in general. Instead of like you being like, okay, like here's my contact information, here's my website, like now you have to reach out to me, which is just another task that this busy potential client has to do. It's just one more thing that's going to get buried on their to-do list. Instead, you take that initiative, you hop in as that VA, that position of authority, and it's like, cool, hey, you give me your contact information. I'll send you a follow-up email kind of summarizing what we talked about here. I'll attach my profile, which gives you a sense of who I am and the services I offer. And then I'll schedule us a meeting and we'll hop on a meeting. We'll talk about your business and what kind of tasks I can take off your plate. Sound good? They're like, sounds amazing. Great. Contact information. You're good to go. Then the ball's in your court and you get to show that you are already a confident virtual assistant that understands and respects that these potential clients are already really busy people. That's why they need virtual assistants. And so if right off the beginning, you can show that kind of, again, I keep saying initiative, just like that initiative to take things off their plate. That's why they need virtual assistants, because they're busy, and reaching out to you and contacting you and potentially hiring a virtual assistant is a huge task for them. And they might just put it off, or they might forget about it, or they might, like just keep going on without a virtual assistant when they desperately need one. So if you collect their contact information, that allows you to reach out to them, that allows you to follow up with them, that allows you to show your initiative and organization as a virtual assistant, opposed to you handing them a business card or you handing them your email, or opposed to you handing them your website and sitting and waiting by the phone, wondering if they're going to reach out to you. So that's my number one tip when networking as a virtual assistant. It's pretty straightforward, but as you can tell, it makes a huge difference, and it actually shows a lot about who you are as a virtual assistant. You take initiative, you collect their contact information, and then the ball in the organization is in your court, and they're already getting a sense of what it's like to have someone else on their team. So that's a really, really good tip. This is just going to be a short free training live, because if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see that I am in the middle of brewing beer right now. Hello, Michaela. I'm going to give you a little wave as well. So, and again, of course, I had something else that I was going to say. Oh, yes, that's right. So Laptop Freedom Program is open for enrollment, as all of you know already. I just want to remind everyone that I run the program in cohorts, so it's not open forever. It's just the enrollment is open for a short period of time, and then I close it and I mentor and train the women who join that particular cohort. So it's open for just a couple more weeks. 2 to 3 more weeks. And so if you're curious about the Laptop Freedom Program, learning a bit more about me, if you have any questions, there's tons of ways to find out, get a hold of me, take that initiative. You can even comment in this live. You can check out the website, all that kind of stuff. But here's a cool thing that I'm going to do. I totally respect that starting your virtual assistant business might sound kind of crazy. And then investing in a program and a mentor on the internet might sound like totally absurd. I get it, because I've been there. I myself invested in the Laptop Freedom Program. I graduated from my own program and then I took it over. That's what makes this program so unique, is that I literally mentor women through the exact process that I went through and that worked for me. So I get it. I know what it's like to sit there and be like, am I totally crazy? Am I going to take this leap? So this is what I want to do for you. In the next couple weeks leading up to the start of the cohort, when enrollment will close, I'm going to be doing live interviews with past women who have gone through the program. I've done this before, so if you want to see past interviews of women who have already gone through the program, what made them to decide to join, what it was like for them, and how their VA business has been doing since the program. You can check out the videos that are, I mean, I don't know which way this video is going to post, but the video section on the side of this group, there's lots of videos in there, including my free training. But what you'll see when you scroll is you'll see videos where there's me, and then right next to me there's someone else. Those are the interviews. Those are real people who've gone through the program. So those ones I've done in the past. Tomorrow and next week and the following week, I'm going to be doing more interviews with past women, because that just really allows you to, it's not just me talking at you about this program. These are real women who have gone through the program, who are totally where you are at right now. And it's great to listen to their journey. And they don't hold anything back. They talk about the fears. They talk about the struggles. They talk about the, waiting to join and then finally taking the leap, and then how, have they replaced their income, what their business is like, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be conducting interviews. My first one tomorrow is with Miss Catherine Novak. She is amazing. And we're going to be talking about, her whole journey. She was a tutor before she started her virtual assistant business, and she has been doing those two on the side and will be slowly transferring over full-time VA. And she talks about also the investments that she made afterwards in her business and how that's helped her grow. So I'm so excited for these interviews. I personally love them because these women are just the coolest. And I really want you all to look out for them, because it's not just me talking at you anymore about the program. These are real women who have gone through it. So those are going to be posting. I do them on my public page so I can share it, and then I'm going to share it in the group, and I'll share it on my profile and all that kind of stuff. So just in summary, enjoy a beverage. I need to go run and add hops to my beer right now. It's boiling on my stove. And number one tip and trick for when you're networking as a virtual assistant is collect the potential clients' contact information opposed to giving yours to them. So it really allows you to have the control over contacting them, and it allows you to show your initiative of organizing first meetings. So thank you for popping on. I'd love to hear if you caught the replay, #replay, and where you are watching from. Bye.